welcome to another tarot reading from me. So today's topic is going to be on the subject of what blessings are coming into your life in the next 3 months. This is a topic that was voted in one of my community posts quite some time ago, but I haven't gotten around to doing it. I did think about maybe doing another relationship-oriented reading, but it looks like I haven't done a non-relationship oriented reading in a long time, except for the monthly predictions readings. So I really wanted to do this topic for today. Of course, I want to mention beforehand, if you would like to support me further by becoming a member, I have started the membership section relatively recently. And I have only posted 1 video so far, but my plan is to post 5 extra members only videos by the end of this month, and I will continue to post 5 extra members only videos per month from now on, basically. And of course, you can see the membership levels and what videos go to each membership tier if you click on the join button under any of my videos, so you can see details, and you can also see the prices in local currency. Also, I want to apologize beforehand because my voice is a little bit hoarse, as you can tell, and it's not because I have a cold or anything. It's because I have some slight issue with one of my vocal cords. Hopefully it's not serious. I really hope that it will recover soon, but I am taking some treatment for it, so just bear with me. And I'm also probably going to speak a little bit, slower than usual because I don't want to strain my voice. So, yeah. I want to start by saying, as usual, that I have chosen these crystals intuitively from my collection. I have focused on the question of, which crystals I should choose for this particular topic. And these are the ones that came out in this particular order. So for those of you who would like to choose with just crystals, let's see, pile number 1, you have this malachite crystal. All right. Pile number 2, you have this red jasper crystal. If only it would focus. All right. Pile number 3, you have this rhodochrosite crystal. All right. So these are your options. You can pause the video if you need more time to decide. And of course, my usual recommendations are take some moments to meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That should help center you and calm you down. Keep your eyes closed, meditate upon the question. You can address it to a higher power like God, Kali, Durga, Jesus, your higher self, whoever you believe in. And then open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it. And if you feel drawn to more than one, of course, feel free to watch several or even all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. Before I sign off, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, it's the easiest way to support me and it is free. And also consider clicking on the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. In addition to that, of course, feel free to leave any comments, any kind of feedback in the comment section about this reading, as long as you keep it polite, of course. And then if you are also interested in me covering some other topics on this channel, please mention them in the comment section. I will take them into account. Thank you, and I will see you at your reading. All right, so this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. I'm going to select a card right now for each crystal. Let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1, the people who chose the malachite. All right. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2, the people who chose the jasper. Spirit, pile number 3. All right, that was fairly easy. It normally takes longer. So let's see, pile number 1, we have illumination with number 2. All right, pile number 2, we have 26, be true to your heart. Pile number 3, we have 22, Leap of Faith. So let's zoom in. Okay, so this is for those of you who want to choose with a card as well as a crystal. Pile number 1, you have this card over here and or this malachite crystal. Pile number 2, you have this card over here and or this red jasper crystal. Pile number 3, you have this card over here and or this rhodochrosite crystal. All right, so these are your options. As usual, my recommendation is that you take some moments to meditate upon the question with your eyes closed. Take some deep breaths, exhale longer than you inhale. That will help center you and calm you down. My recommendation is to take a deep breath for 7 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. That's actually recommended in calming yourself down. If you have anxiety, I found that it really helps me center and calm down. I would recommend 10 of these breaths, these sequences, after which you can open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you intuitively without overthinking it, of course. And if you feel drawn to more than one, feel free to watch several or even all of them and just take whichever messages resonate. And before I sign off, I do want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It is the easiest way to support me and it is free. And also consider clicking on the notifications bell if you want to be notified when I post a new video. In addition to that, of course, feel free to comment in the comment section with any feedback that you would like to share about this reading, as long as you keep it polite. And of course, feel free to recommend any other topics that you would like me to cover on this channel. I will take them into account. Thank you, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome, pile number 1. This is your reading if you have chosen this card over here, number 2, Illumination, and or this malachite crystal. So this is going to be the card selection phase. I am going to add timestamps so you can skip directly to the interpretation if you don't want to sit through it. So let's see, pile number 1. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 5 of Cups, Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, the High Priestess. Interesting that we have the number 2 twice, and well, actually 3 times if you count the High Priestess, and then you have number 2 on this original Oracle card that came through. So there's a lot of moon energy in this pile. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within... Oh, I think, yeah, I made a mistake. Sorry. I was supposed to take the second deck. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months from the moment that they come across this reading? Let's see. We have Strength. We have 4 of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands again. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Ace of Swords. Awesome. Hold on, let me fix the camera a bit. All right, let me see some Oracle cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? We have miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the bow. Is it the bow or the how? I think it's the how, actually. Huh. Yeah, it's definitely the how. Surrender the how. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see another oracle card. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? We have work. I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. All right, very nice. I mean, that makes a lot of sense with the cards that came through. Before I get into it, I did mention this in the introduction, but I'm going to mention it for each pile in case you missed it. I have some issue going on with my voice, so I apologize in advance for the way that I sound. I'm going to speak a little less loudly than usual because I'm going to try to manage my voice. Basically, I have a polyp on one of my vocal cords, and hopefully it's nothing serious. The weird thing is that my voice actually started getting hoarse after I started taking medication for it. So I hope that this is a sign of healing, because otherwise, I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe send some prayers my way. I don't normally ask for this, but I just hope it's nothing serious is all I'm saying, because I don't want like a permanent hoarseness on my voice. But yeah, this is why I sound the way that I sound. So I apologize in advance because I will be speaking a little less loud than usual. That being said, let me get straight into it. So we have the number 2 coming through 3 times. So there's a lot of moon energy over here, like I said in the beginning if you watched the shuffling phase. And we also have the 2 of Wands coming out twice for you. The 2 of Wands is a card that speaks of succeeding at the second try in some ways. It could either mean that, so I also see it as connected to Punarvasu Nakshatra personally, if you also think of it astrologically. But aside from that, the 2 of Wands is also a card of, kind of pondering and hesitating a lot of the times. So I'm going to get more into details as I take every card position one by one. But overall, I can tell you right off the bat, the main thing that I see happening for you within the next 3 months is definitely a major success because of that 6 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. And also just, I really feel like maybe many of you have an unconventional job, or you are trying to branch out on your own, maybe start your own business, maybe you have a side hustle. I feel like many of you are in that category. Of course, doesn't always have to be the case, but I do feel it strongly that many of you have this situation because it speaks of potentially finding your niche and finding people who really appreciate your work. Now, this could also apply to, for instance, artists who are looking for, a job, for instance, or they're looking to showcase their work. So it is more likely that you're going to find new clients and more success within the next 3 months. So then we have the 2 of Swords in the first position, clarified by the Strength. So this is your current position at the moment that you come across this reading. This basically gives me again this sort of energy of a little bit of hesitation, of kind of being at a crossroads. So the 2 of Swords speaks of having to make a decision. And then we have the Strength underneath, which makes me think that, first of all, you have been in a position where you've had to find resilience within yourself. Maybe you have gone through some challenging situations, but the good news is that you are very sure of yourself for the most part. So you know your limitations, you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. So I'm getting a sense of someone who's pretty in control of themselves and their destiny, even though they may be going through a challenging time or have recently gone through some challenging times, basically. The number 8 also shows up on the Strength card, which is a card that, of course, speaks of developing inner strength and fortitude. And it also speaks of your ability to persevere in order to succeed at whatever it is you want to achieve. And the second position, so it tells me, hold on just a second. I want to get some clarifications here. Please clarify the 2 of Swords, Spirit. Eight of Wands. So there's more 8. Please clarify the Two of Wands again. What is, sorry, the Two of Swords. What are the other options? We have King of Swords. Please clarify the King of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Whoa. Please clarify the Eight of Wands. Three of Cups. So what I'm seeing here is that basically you are bound to achieve some level of success no matter what you are heading towards, no matter what decision you make or which course of action you go for. However, one of them is leading to financial independence. And what I'm seeing here as a strong message is that the path to you becoming financially independent is to trust your own judgment with that King of Swords. So Spirit is telling you, you need to learn to trust your own judgment, to make your own decisions. And ultimately, by taking it step by step and trusting your decisions, you're going to be reaching that Nine of Pentacles energy. And here, the second option would be the Eight of Wands and the Three of Cups. I feel like Spirit is telling you that the easy way may not necessarily be the right way for you. Although both of these decisions, again, no matter which path you go towards, you are bound to find some measure of success and happiness. One of them looks like more of the easy way, something that looks like it will take less effort, like it will take less time to achieve. And it's also bound to maybe bring you more social acceptance, maybe more popularity, but it may not bring you the same level of self-reliance and, you know, the same level of wealth, really, as just following your own judgment and your own vision that maybe other people don't understand, if that makes sense. And then we have the Two of Wands and we have the Four of Cups underneath. So Spirit is telling you with the Two of Wands and the Four of Cups that what is supporting you, what is going to support you throughout the next 3 months in achieving your goals is your capacity to say no. It's your capacity for discernment and also your ability to overcome analysis paralysis. So the Two of Wands again speaks of hesitation. And I feel like on the one hand, your tendency to hesitate is actually a good thing because it's good to not throw yourself headfirst into whatever it is you feel like doing and instead pondering the pros and cons. But on the other hand, if you spend too much time thinking and pondering, you might miss out on opportunities. So Spirit is telling you that basically what is supporting you, however, is your capacity to be discerning. It is your capacity to, you know, ponder the pros and cons and make an informed decision on something. And with that Four of Cups, again, it is strongly speaking of boundaries. So what's going to support you in achieving your goals within the next 3 months is your capacity to put your foot down and say, this is not what I want, this is what I want. So like if you have a long-term goal or something, this basically means that you have to decide, you know, what is going to support exactly the achievement of that goal versus, you know, what might seem initially like it's something helpful, but might actually turn out to be a distraction in the long term. So again, it speaks of you being very clear on your path, very clear about what it is that you want to achieve. And I feel like, again, this is a random piece of advice, just something that came to my mind right now. Maybe having something like a vision board, having a journal where you literally take time to write down exactly what you want to achieve from life, that is going to make things clear for you, right? To lay it out in front of you on a piece of paper or a board or something electronic, whatever it is, but something that really helps you become conscious of exactly what it is that you want to achieve. And that will help you be clear on what would support you and, you know, what activities or what opportunities are worth looking into and what opportunities are actually distracting from your ultimate goal. Aside from that, moving on to the third position, we have the Five of Cups clarified by the Two of Wands again. So the interesting thing with you, which actually I've already kind of covered a little bit, is Spirit is telling you once again that that capacity to look at the pros and cons and ponder things is both a weakness and a strength for you. So it's both something that can support you in achieving your goals, and it's also something that can hold you back if you fall into too much inaction, too much analysis paralysis, too much thinking and pondering without taking any actual action towards your goals, then it becomes detrimental. Spirit is also very strongly illustrating the fact that this pondering can lead to loss of opportunities with this Five of Cups. And also, more specifically, it's telling you that there are opportunities right in front of you or right next to you that you may not be aware of or that you are missing because you are caught up in overthinking, right? Again, you might have this tendency to not see the woods for the trees, like they say, like you might be bogged down in details and you just don't see the things that might really help you to achieve what you want. Very specifically, there is this message that there are opportunities right in front of you and you're not seeing them. Things that could be easy and literally just within your grasp, or things that will just require a minimum amount of effort, but they can make a huge difference in your life. So keep your eyes open is what I would say. Now, with the fourth position, we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Queen of Cups. So this is showing the past here. The Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, this is really going hand in hand with all this moon energy coming through and the number 2 coming through multiple times. So this is showing me that in your past, you have been quite driven by emotions. The Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups, this is very heart level energy, right? It's very much feelings, it's very much emotions. Ace of Cups is also love, right? So you could be someone who's very motivated by love. Maybe you were chasing love. And this has been something that has driven you in the past. It's also saying that because of your focus on emotions, you have actually developed a strong emotional intelligence. The Queen of Cups speaks of a person who is quite mature, someone who is quite self-aware, aware of their own emotions and of the emotions of others, and has a good grasp of human psychology. So there is a bit of leadership ability built up in you because of your past experience, especially the past experiences that have to deal with relationships and human emotions. We have the Six of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, so I have mentioned this right off the bat, that basically this placement shows in the future. So bear in mind that the future does not necessarily refer to the end of these next 3 months. It could be within these next 3 months, or it could be at some point later in the future. But the Six of Wands clarified by Ace of Pentacles is 100% showing you that in the future you are going to have some massive success. And this massive success is connected to career and or finances because of that Ace of Pentacles. So there is some kind of a, not just that, but what I'm seeing with the Ace of Pentacles, this is kind of like a unexpected windfall, right? So it's going to be either literally something unexpected, even winning the lottery. For some of you, again, I'm not encouraging anyone to gamble or anything, but with the Ace of Pentacles, it just shows that there is an element of unexpectedly positive amount of income, like something that you would not have even calculated, right? So either it's something along the lines of an unexpected windfall that you just didn't see coming, or what I think is actually more likely is that if you, again, make the most of, the opportunities around you and you trust your judgment and, you keep moving towards your goals, you're actually going to achieve a lot more financial and career success than you would have anticipated originally. And the Six of Wands also is warning you in a way of not falling into perfectionism and not falling into greediness in a sense. So in the sense that you should always take time to be grateful for what you have and to understand that you cannot just go from A to Z. So you have to go, through several milestones in order to reach that final goal that maybe you have in mind right now. Then we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. So this is the actual outcome of the next 3 months, the main blessings part. So the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords, this is showing some very strong new beginning, and it's also showing a lot of clarity. There's a clarity that is going to form with respect to your ultimate purpose and what it is that you want out of life. Your thinking is going to be much clearer. Your confidence in your own intellectual abilities and in your decisions is going to get much stronger. And also your intuition is really sharpening up. What I'm actually seeing overall is that your mind overall, so it's going to be like a blending of purely intellectual ability and also intuition on the other hand. So your perception is going to become very sharp by the end of the next 3 months. And this ultimately might lead to you, first of all, becoming more confident and again, getting closer to that Six of Wands. Some of you might even reach this Six of Wands and clarified by the Ace of Pentacles within the next 3 months, right? But even if you don't, what I'm getting here is that you're going to get closer to that, right? So, and also you have here miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on the way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. All right. So it is, again, speaking of trusting the process in a way, and also telling you that you are being, in a way, divinely guided, basically. So you may have, like, you're probably the kind of person that second guesses a lot. So if you follow the advice that Spirit has just given, you're going to become way more confident and you're going to let go of a lot of those second guessings by the end of these next 3 months. So, okay, let me get the Astro-Cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are going to come into their lives within the next 3 months? Wow, Jupiter, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, these are very strong confirmations of what I have said already. The Three of Swords, sorry, not the Three of Swords, the third house in particular is a very strong confirmation that some of you are looking to become independent, that maybe you are entrepreneurs even, some of you, or again, you just want to be self-employed. You want to have a higher degree of freedom when it comes to your career and when it comes to your life in general, right? So the third house coming through is a very strong confirmation that what you're going to be getting within the next 3 months is a greater degree of independence. At the same time, you're going to have a greater degree of confidence in your judgment. The third house is your thought, your intellect, right? So your capacity for intellectual activity. So you're definitely going to be getting more, I guess, a sharper mind, really. I see this as a confirmation of that Ace of Swords that came through, really. And in addition to that, you're going to have improved communication abilities. There might be also something specifically connected to the online and to technology, especially with the North Node coming through as well. So I really feel that this is an even stronger message for those of you who want to make a living doing something online, right? So this is Spirit telling you that you're definitely going to see a higher momentum coming, within the next 3 months. So like more business, right? Just like this card said, that you are, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. So I definitely feel this repeated message here that I think many of you are really worried because you don't know how you're going to support yourself within the next few months, or like maybe you have already taken some steps towards becoming more independent, but you are nervous and you're thinking, how am I going to pay the bills, or am I going to make it even? So Spirit is definitely telling you that you need to keep working on your vision and trust the fact that it's going to pay off, right? So keep working towards whatever it is that you have in your mind, and you're going to see results. And really, I feel I'm kind of careful about sending this message, but it is coming really strongly that you're basically going to be taken care of. I feel like Spirit is telling you, you know, have faith, have a little faith, you know. Relax and be a little less controlling, I think, and less of a warrior, as in don't worry too much. Yeah, I mean, there's like again a strong confirmation of exactly this message of support coming through the trine with support and inspiration, and Jupiter ideals and magnitude. I also feel like with this initial card, now that I look at it, because there is a correlation between the trine and the Three of Cups. So when I look at this initial card of the Two of Swords and the clarifications that I got, I think both of them could be happening at the same time for you. So what you could be seeing more of in the next 3 months is you're going to get more supportive people. You're going to get more people who actually want to help you, people who are receptive to maybe what you are trying to create in the world, and not just want to help you, like literally, I don't know, let's say build your business, but also more clients. I feel like if you have your own business, for instance. So there's this message of you're going to see this help from the universe. I mean, the Eight of Wands is a very strong energy of manifestation, of things happening fast, you know, a fast progress, right? This is also why I think you have so many messages about be careful with what opportunities you spend time on, because maybe not all of them are actually leading to exactly what your vision is. So you're gonna get like maybe an influx of stuff coming into your life, right? Where maybe there will be a lot of opportunities to do things you've wanted for a long time, and it's gonna be hard for you to prioritize for a while. So this is why Spirit is really emphasizing the importance of learning to prioritize and to be really clear on what you really want to achieve most of all, right? And limit yourself to exactly the things that would bring you to where you want. I mean, the North Node of the Moon, again, new life goal, holy moly. The new life goal, I feel, is adding the message of you might actually discover something within these next 3 months. Like you might figure, some of you, okay, not for all of you, but some of you might actually discover a new passion, a new path that maybe was something that you hadn't even considered as a possibility. And it is something that's going to lead to overall progress for you, because the North Node is something that we have to experience in this lifetime. It's something that we have to develop in this lifetime. So I really think that for most of you, right, the North Node, whichever the case may be, whether it's a new passion or you just getting closer to an old passion and, you know, getting closer to a goal that you have been working for a long time, the North Node, either way, is showing you that you are getting closer to your destiny, and you're going to be learning valuable lessons within the next 3 months that are going to help you in your overall destiny and your life purpose. And Jupiter is a very strong confirmation of what I said with the Ace of Pentacles. Jupiter is the great benefic in astrology. It is connected to luck in its pure form. So I do see this as a very strong indicator of that Ace of Pentacles, of that Six of Wands. Not only are you going to get a lot of opportunities, but at least some of them are bound to pay off it like majorly in some ways that you would not even expect. So again, could be a big windfall, could be something that, you know, you didn't expect, like maybe something that you didn't even put that much effort into is going to pay off majorly in some way without you having even calculated that. And of course, Jupiter and the 12th house coming through, and this miracles unicorn over here are a very strong message, a repeated message. Like I said, that Spirit is telling you to trust divinity, trust the God or the universe or whoever you believe in as a higher power out there, that you are going to be taken care of. You need to have a little bit more faith. I definitely see that as like you need to have more faith. And also, you are going to be developing kind of an ability to see the big picture with that Jupiter energy, right? So you're going to think more like a creator, like a visionary, or like a boss, you know, someone who is overseeing their own business and looking at all the different things that have to be taken care of. So more of a big picture. I also see just overall an increase of your optimism and faith naturally happening within the next 3 months. And I see knowledge becoming a thing as well. So see how this resonates? I feel, well, if you are someone who wants to become, self-reliant and self-employed, for instance, it makes sense that you need to develop that Jupiterian energy, not just to have an overview, have a big picture, but also because Jupiter represents wisdom, right? So you need to have more knowledge, right? This could also specifically mean academic knowledge for some of you. So again, if you are studying, you're definitely going to increase your knowledge within the next 3 months. Which, in either way, right, even if you're not consciously studying, Jupiter is showing you that by the end of these 3 months, you're going to be a wiser person, someone who has had more experiences, has seen more stuff, and therefore is more confident. And now with the 12th house, spirituality and art, I see this as a strong confirmation of the High Priestess, right? This is about dreams. This is about the subconscious. I feel like this is also about sleep. So more specifically, for those of you who have struggled with sleep, I will say, that there is a improvement in your sleep patterns happening within the next 3 months. And also, whenever I get this card, I always mention this, it would be a good idea to have a diary where you write down your dreams as soon as you wake up, as much as you remember them, because there could be insights coming through your dreams that would really help you some way in your day-to-day life, right? So write them down and see if there are repeated patterns. And last but not least, let's see the Astro die. Spirit, tell me about pile number 1. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Okay, we have Mercury. That's more of that 3rd house energy, that communication, that intellect. Oh my gosh, I flipped it over by mistake, but you saw it. It was Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius is actually ruled by Rahu, the north node of the moon in Vedic astrology, so that is a strong confirmation. And we have the number 5, an even stronger confirmation. I really feel like many of you are focused on learning something new, but because the 5th house is connected to education, even university up until master's degree, and it's connected to children as well. It's connected to creativity and your heart's desire, your heart chakra. It's connected to what you love to do in general. So this is a very strong confirmation that many of you by the end of the next 3 months are going to end up having more and more of an ability to focus on what you love to do. So especially since we have the 3rd house as well, we have Mercury. Mercury is one of the business planets as well, and it's also connected to sources of income. So I really feel that by the end of the next 3 months, you're going to be able to make money out of something you love to do. And I see this as a repeated theme over here. And also Aquarius and the 5th house, this is about embracing your individuality. It's about embracing who you truly are, being authentic. And Mercury is not just about intellectual capacity, analytical ability, communication. It's also about business, like I said. So maybe for some of you more specifically, especially if you're interested in becoming self-employed or changing the way that you make a living, it's showing that you're going to become more business savvy. Maybe you're going to learn to do your own accounts or something like that, or you're going to find a good accountant. That would make sense pretty much. And there's also this youthful curiosity awakening within you within the next 3 months because of that Mercury. There's this like Peter Pan pupil sort of energy coming through. Also, the 3rd house shows potential for short distance or short-term travels and an overall increase in courage and confidence. This is pretty much what I am seeing here. Also with the 12th house, another thing that I want to mention is there might also be a tendency to become more isolated within the next 3 months at the same time, because you will probably feel the urge to kind of draw inspiration from yourself, and you want to be kind of like, within 4 walls or something. I don't see this as a negative thing. I think it's going to come naturally to you. You're just going to kind of have a need to be by yourself in some cases. Of course, 12th house can also be long distance or long-term travel as well. So there is potential for travel within the next 3 months. See how that resonates. and spending more time on religious interests or spiritual interests, of course. Of course, the 12th house can also be not just traveling, but especially with the 3rd house, like I said, because there's a lot of online stuff. This could also be just having to deal with people from faraway places as well, you know, like, I don't know, working with people from a different continent remotely, something like that. Okay, this is pretty much what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope you have enjoyed this. And if you have, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. Also, don't forget to comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to share, how this resonated, how it didn't resonate, anything you want to share, as long as you keep it polite. Again, if you would be interested in becoming a member, check out the join button under any of my videos. You can click on it to see membership tier options and prices in your local currency. And in addition to that, of course, if you're interested in getting a private tarot reading from me, check out the video description. I will leave my email address there. You can email me for a pricing list as well as a reading options, I mean. As I have said before, I don't have a website yet. Maybe at some point I will, where I will make my prices public. But for now, this is the way that I feel comfortable basically doing readings. What I can promise you is that I'm not spamming anyone. So if you're worried about sending me an email because you're thinking that I'm storing them somewhere, don't be. I'm not storing them, and I don't spam people. So I'm only going to answer the questions that you have. Aside from that, of course, I have left a link in the video description to reviews. I have gotten 4 private readings before. Might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. Aside from that, don't forget that MindfulSouls has given my viewers a link to get one of their subscription boxes, monthly subscription boxes at 50% off. I will be linking the details to that in the pinned comment as well as in the video description, I think. Definitely in the pinned comment though. Basically, you get a discount code and you can get their subscription box at 50% off. And aside from that, I will also leave the link in the description where you can view my unboxing video so you can see what they offer in one such subscription box. Aside from that, last but not least, I have an astrology channel called Martine, and I will be linking that in the video description as well. I focus mainly on Vedic astrology there. I have more than 20 years of experience in reading horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic astrology, and that is my preferred system. But I also use insights from Tropical, Ziwei Jushu, Batsa, which are Chinese systems, and also the Mayan system and some numerology as well. So if you're curious about astrology, go ahead and check it out. Maybe subscribe to my astrology channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye! Welcome, pile number 2. This is your reading if you have chosen this card over here. Be true to your heart, number 26, and or this red jasper crystal. And I'm going to add timestamps if you don't want to sit through this, because I will be taking my time. You can skip directly to the interpretation. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Tell me, Spirit. We have 5 of Swords. We have 3 of Pentacles. We have 4 of Swords, we have Page of Wands, we have the Hermit, we have 7 of Swords. All right. Let's see. We have, let's see, Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Wow. 5 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, the Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune. Whoops. The Wheel of Fortune. We have the Lovers. We have the King of Wands. And we have the Knight of Cups. All right. Let's see some oracle cards. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? All right. Doubt. Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you. Show me your will and restore me to faith and confidence. All right. Let's see. One more, Spirit. Tell me about pile number 2. Okay, this one was fast. Past lives. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. Interesting. And we have this card, Be True to Your Heart, number 26. This boils down to a number 8 in numerology. That's Saturn and or Pluto energy. We also have the 8 here with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So, before I start, I want to mention, as I have mentioned in the introduction, and for pile number 1, I do apologize for the way that my voice is going to sound, but I'm going to try to really manage it because I recently went to the doctor and they discovered a polyp, a small polyp on one of my vocal cords, and I'm taking some medication, and basically my voice started getting hoarse since I started taking the medication. I don't know how long this is going to take. I really hope that it's going to heal, and I'm going to take it as a sign of healing. Also, I will mention, if you want to send a little prayer my way for speedy healing and recovery, it would help. I don't normally ask for it, but, you know, I am just a little bit worried about this. Yeah, so I just want to apologize because my voice is going to sound a little bit weirder than usual. Aside from that, though, let me get into the reading. We have 5 of Swords, we have 8 of Pentacles underneath. So this is your current state at the moment that you come across this reading, pile number 2. So what I see is you have the capacity. So what I'm seeing is actually you are on your way, okay? Either on your way, so you're around the time of a big breakthrough in your career. This is what I'm seeing. Either it has recently happened, or it's about to happen for you, or literally it's happening right around the time when you come across this reading. I see that there is something you have been working towards for a significant amount of time. Something that you have quietly and with perseverance focused on. I think it is specifically focused on some very, very specific skills, right? Whether it's a technical ability or medical ability, whatever it is. The 8 of Pentacles speaks of professions that require a lot of training. So basically, I was going to say university, but not necessarily only university. So this would definitely make sense for someone who's about to graduate, you know, from a study program of any kind, or graduate from an apprenticeship. That would make sense. But I am seeing a success happening after a lot of work, a lot of perseverance, and, you know, a lot of you working on developing your skills, basically, for long periods of time. And what we have in the second position is the 3 of Pentacles clarified by the Judgment. Oh, that really makes sense. So I'm definitely seeing this focus on work right now. And the 3 of Pentacles clarified by Judgment. This is showing that what is going to help you within the next 3 months is your capacity to have conversations, to communicate with people who come from very different backgrounds than you, or come from different points of view, right? So if you're working in a company, your capacity to, let's say, work with people from different departments is going to become crucial for your advancement within the next 3 months. In addition to that, your capacity to think in general, so your judgment, literally your intellectual ability, is going to support you in achieving your goals by the end of the next 3 months, and even further down the line, of course. At the same time, Spirit is telling you that you also have to use the ability to analyze yourself objectively. So objectively means without being too harsh on yourself, right? To be capable to detach yourself from yourself a little bit, and let's say if you have done a project, to be able to look at what you have done wrong, what you have done right, what could have been better, right? So the capacity for self-analysis is going to become very important for you in order to achieve your goals by the end of the next 3 months. And the Four of Swords, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune over here. This is speaking of your, oh my gosh. What this is telling is that you might have a tendency to really hate change. You may not be the most adaptable person. So Spirit is telling you that this might actually act against you within the next 3 months. So you need to pay attention to this. Spirit is telling you that within the next 3 months, in order to make the most of the opportunities that are coming towards you, you have to learn to be flexible. You have to adapt to the challenges of the time and learn to stay calm throughout all of this. So kind of like looking into things like meditation tactics, looking into breathing exercises and stuff like that, but especially things like, yoga, meditation. Again, this is more specific, so definitely not for everyone, but especially if there are people among people who are listening to this that have PTSD or CPTSD symptoms, this is especially true. So Spirit is telling you that you need to focus on going within and calming yourself even in times of turmoil, times that seem really chaotic. And I feel that maybe you have a higher tendency than average to be triggered by things, to be sensitive to your environment. So Spirit is really telling you that you need to focus on finding a calm place within your mind, right? Makes me think of like Neo in the Matrix, right? Where he's like stopping the bullets and stuff. Obviously not to that level, but something like that, becoming like a Zen master. So focusing on that is definitely going to help you to make the most of opportunities. The Page of Wands with the Lovers here is really fascinating to me, but it's also very clear. So what Spirit is telling me is that in the past, you have been the kind of person that, let me put it to you, like I'm trying to be diplomatic. Maybe you have been very passionate. You have chased, romantic interest, but I feel like a lot of lustfulness, honestly. So a lot of hedonism, a lot of pleasure. And I think also there were probably times when you thought you were in love, but actually you were just in lust and you had infatuation. So what I'm seeing is a lot of energy being put into chasing things, right? A lot of like this impulsive, passionate energy, but not really disciplined. Basically what I'm seeing is mainly not a lot of self-control, basically. And then we have the Hermit and we have the King of Wands in the future position. So what this is showing, wow, we have past life. There's kind of a symmetry between these cards, right? Because we have past lives here. All right, she has a unicorn and this guy has a lion. Okay, it's not exactly the same thing, but I feel like there is a correlation here. And here we have Leo, of course, and we have Cancer as energies on this. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. Yeah, well, the Five of Swords, I was going to say that. Another potential outcome of the Five of Swords also speaks of a very strong fear of failure, right? Like you are maybe someone who has had some very unpleasant experiences in the past where you have just failed at something massively. And I feel like, or you felt like you failed massively. It may not actually even be something that most people would see as a failure, but you feel really bad about something. And I really think that, I mean, look at this. We have be true to your heart. And then again, there's a correlation between this as well. These cards, I freaking love these cards, by the way. These oracle cards, they're nature's whispers. Tarot cards, oracle cards, they're so beautifully drawn. But anyway, let me not dwell. We have, there's so much rich imagery here. We have a butterfly, we have these ships on the sea, we have that snail with a ship in it. Yeah, it's all like butterfly wings and peacock feathers and a lot of sun energy. This is what I'm seeing here, sun energy, because the sun, right, Leo, the 5th house, that corresponds to the heart chakra, actually. And this is why Leo is very much about being authentically yourself and following your true heart's desire. And we have the number 26 here. So this is a very strong message about career. This is about you pursuing your heart's desire. This is going to sound very random, but because we have birds and snails and butterflies, some of y'all either might be wanting to be artists or something connected to nature sciences, like biology, like medical science, even zoology, working with animals, anything connected to nature, really. So this is a more specific message, again, not for everyone, but the bottom line is for everyone here, the message is you are bound to become this lion person, right? Lion tamer person, of someone who knows who they are. They're, determined to go for what they want, their heart's desire. They're not afraid. They're not apologetic about it. And also, they are fully into it. Look at this. You also have this doubt message, right? Offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you, capital Y. Show me your, capital Y, will, and restore me to faith and confidence. This is pretty much what, so this card is describing this column right here, the Hermit and the King of Wands. So Spirit is saying that you need to let go of fear of not being liked. This is very strongly coming through. And if you let go of the fear of not being liked and you head forward for your heart's desire, you're going to become this, lion tamer, King of Wands personality, and basically reach a higher level of happiness, a higher level of confidence and self-assuredness. The Hermit is also saying that you might, in the immediate aftermath, find yourself losing connections, burning bridges. Sometimes you might have to burn some bridges in order to move forward, because there might be people around you who don't really support you for who you are. They don't even maybe want you to succeed, really. And Spirit is telling you that in order to become, first of all, in order to get your heart's desire and to have your vision fulfilled, I really feel for most of you in this pile that at your core of cores, you're not exactly a materialistic person. So you're a lot more focused on something, like getting something, like knowledge or art or something. Like you are the kind of person that feels driven to create something great, just for the sake of something that you can marvel at, something that you can be proud at. And I feel like many of you maybe have been sitting on some frustrated ideas and passions that you have buried in the past. And Spirit is really telling you that within the next 3 months, this can happen for you. You can actually, if not achieve exactly what you want, at least become, get really closer, a lot closer to your heart's desire and to actually have that vision fulfilled. And the ultimate outcome here is the Seven of Swords and the Knight of... Hold on, I want to clarify some stuff here. Please clarify the Seven of Swords, Spirit. We have these two cards want to come out. Three of Wands and the Hermit again. Oh, yes. Well, that makes sense. Please clarify the Knight of Cups. Woo! Did you see that one? Did you see it? Jumping Jack. Holy shit. 10 of Cups was the Jumping Jack. This one also wanted to... Knight of Swords. Okay, both of them wanted to come out. So we have the 10 of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. So this is the ultimate outcome of the next 3 months. These are the blessings coming towards you. But again, these blessings also depend on you. I always mention this with every reading because tarot does not contradict free will. You still have to do some work, right? You still have to take action in order to see this. But the outcome here is, see, the Hermit, I'm seeing a lot of Mars energy as well. So I'm seeing you gaining more Mars energy as well as Sun. So the Hermit is again reinforcing this idea that you're going to become, in some ways, maybe more isolated, right? At least initially, because again, there might be people who are just going to fall by the bandwagon, you know? They're just going to fall in the background of your lives. Maybe connections are going to run cold once you decide to go after what it is you really want. But this is growing pains, you know? It's necessary for you to actually be fulfilled in life. And I really think for most of you, like, you are dying to take action towards something very specific. So I'm very curious to hear about it. So please share in the comment section if you have something on your mind, like some kind of a dream or a goal that you have been postponing. So we have the Three of Wands. This is so cool with the Three of Wands, because Three of Wands is actually showing moving forward, right? So at the very least, by the end of these 3 months, you are going to see this significant step forward towards your goals, towards your heart's desire. And the Seven of Swords is you becoming more strategic, you becoming wiser and learning that you can work smarter, not harder, towards getting what you want. And this could refer to life in general. It could refer to career. It could refer to anything, really. But this tendency, you know, this ability to work smarter, not harder, is going to become pronounced by the end of the next 3 months. And your logical ability, your capacity to trust in yourself. And look at this with the Ten of Cups, y'all. Look at this, the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Swords. See, in this context, okay, please comment in the comment section with how this resonates, because for some of you it might be one way, for others it might be another way. This is a general reading. So what I would see it as with the Ten of Cups is simply you becoming very clear on what your heart's desire is. You finally deciding, this is what I want, this is my definition of happiness, and, you know, fluff everyone else, I'm gonna go for it, basically. This is how I mainly see it, all right? Now, more specifically for others of you, right, this could actually be about meeting someone significant and actually, especially because it's clarifying the Knight of Cups, right? It could actually mean meeting someone significant or moving forward with a connection of someone you have already met, right? So it's the beginning of a serious relationship, the beginning of a, you know, romance. That could be a thing, but I see that as more specific, not for everyone. And the Knight of Swords, again, this is you becoming very confident. This is you becoming very, very sure of yourself. And also the Aries energy is coming through, that Mars energy, that Scorpio energy, that, you know, like crystal clear determination of, I know exactly what I want and I'm not going to let go of it no matter what anyone else around me tells me, right? So I see this renewal of passion, of motivation as well coming through by the end of the next 3 months, as well as energy and more inspiration and more enthusiasm. And we have all these horses coming through, I mean, past lives. It would be interesting if we get K2 as well. That would be fun. But let me see what's going to come through with astrological cards. Spirit, oh my shit. Sorry. But I just turned the deck over and we have Aries here. So I don't know if that means anything because it was just at the bottom of the deck. So Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What blessings are coming towards them within the next 3 months? Okay. Let's see. We have first house. Hello, self and identity. So this corresponds to Aries. I would see that as a confirmation. And oh my gosh, here we have 8th house. That's Scorpio. That's even more confirmation. And we have Capricorn, the boss. Okay, this is even better than I thought. We have 6th house, work and routine. We have sextile, chance and opportunity. Okay, so pile number 2. here we have very strong confirmation. So we didn't get Aries, but we got the next best thing. We had the first house and we have the 8th house. So this is Aries and Scorpio energy. Very strong confirmations. I really think that by the end of the next 3 months, you are in many ways going to be transformed in many ways. So becoming much more sure of yourself, like I said, having a much stronger sense of self and a much stronger sense of confidence of like I said, this is who I am, this is what I care about, take it or leave it, right? So the first house is about becoming assertive and also being very clear about your path, right? And since it connects to the ascendant, there's also this connection to the physical body as well. So I think by the end of the next 3 months, there might be an improvement of your health overall, of your fitness. And of course, it's not going to be happening magically. I think most likely you are going to feel compelled to be more physically active, to take care of yourself. Yeah, to strengthen your body, basically. And especially for those of you who have maybe gone through an illness. I mean, we have this pretty strong message about health as well because of that 6th house. So I think health-wise, there is going to be a transformation by the end of the next 3 months. With that 8th house, I mean, we have that transformation energy coupled with the 6th house and the 1st house. This is a recipe for, you know, medical improvement, a recipe for, increasing your stamina, your strength. And more specifically for some of you, this is about the healing of certain illnesses, or at least having a significant improvement in your health. And now, of course, the 6th house can also show that, within the next 3 months, pets might become a theme in your life, like a more common, oh my gosh, this is another strong, very strong confirmation of what I said about that nature card with be true to your heart, like this card over here that I talked about, that some of you might actually be on your way to becoming a doctor or a biologist or a zoologist or something with natural sciences because of that 6th house. 6th house is very much connected to the healthcare system. And I think it's in addition to that, right, irrespective, pets could come to the forefront, like I said. So you might be more focused on your pets. You might be getting a new pet. You might be getting a new pet that, and this may sound like a stretch, but the pet itself could be a blessing. So maybe you're going to have like a really great cat or a dog or something that is going to turn out to make you even happier than you imagined in some way, or really help you, you know, mentally and emotionally and even physically, who knows. Aside from that, with the 6th house, with the work and routine, by the end of the next 3 months, what I see is that you're going to become much better at planning your time. All right. So planning your day-to-day routine, there is going to be a stronger sense of control, especially with that Capricorn boss energy as well. So I'm getting this much stronger sense of like being in control of your life. And again, knowing exactly where you're going. Oh my God, for some reason, and again, this is going to be a very specific message, but I remembered this film called I Know Where I'm Going. It's an old film. I think it's from the 1940s. I'm not 100% sure, but it's an old black and white film. And the only reason I knew about it was because I once watched an interview with Greta Gerwig, who directed, as far as I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, she directed the Barbie movie, and she also directed Ladybug, I think it was called. So, I mean, she's had a few successes on her under her belt. And I remember like seeing an interview. There was one of those like roundtable interviews with directors and actors, and someone asked her what her favorite romance film was or something, and she mentioned this film, I Know Where I'm Going. And so that's how I looked into it. I wanted to see it because I thought, I'm curious, you know, if this is the movie that she gushed over, right? She talked about like so admiratively. So I wanted to see what it was about. And the movie is really, really good. I don't want to give any spoilers because I think it's absolutely worth watching. But it kind of like, you know, if I say why that movie came to my mind, it's going to be a spoiler already. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe some of you are going to watch it. but it's okay. I'm gonna give just a tiny bit. Hopefully, it's not too much of a spoiler. But the general vibe of that film is like someone who is heading towards what the life they think they want, and in the process, they find love as well. So I feel like the reason this film came to my memory in your case is because I think with this lovers and the Page of Wands in the past, many of you have had this maybe you have scattered a lot of energies on romance, on love, on lust, or longing, and maybe you felt like love was just hard work or something. But I feel like with the cards that came through, maybe you are meant to find the right person by focusing on making yourself happy, by focusing on finding your heart's desire in your own life first, right? By pursuing your career, your passions and all that, and then it's going to lead to the right person. That would make sense again with these cards that came through with the 10 of Cups as well, and that Hermit as well that came out twice for you. Okay, and also the sextile, last but not least, this is about, just as it says, chance and opportunity. There will be opportunities coming forward, but with the sextile in tropical astrology, because sextiles don't really exist in, not really, in Vedic astrology, but the sextile in tropical is an aspect that speaks of potential opportunity. So it's an aspect that speaks of the importance of free will, because it shows that the door is going to be open, but it's up to you to, first of all, spot that there is a door open, and second of all, walk through it, right? So there will be these kinds of opportunities showing up for you within the next 3 months, but they're just going to be like passing ships in the night, you know, like you need to be the one to spot them. You need to be proactive about looking for them as well, right? And to make an effort to actually turn them into useful stepping stones for you, right? So they're not just going to happen by themselves. Nothing's going to fall on your lap, right? This is also why you have that Capricorn and Aries energy, because you are expected to develop your assertiveness, your capacity for hard work and discipline and staying power and patience. Capricorn is all about patience. This is another thing with Capricorn. And by the way, Capricorn, the boss, and that 8 of Pentacles, very strong message that, you know, you are going to become much more confident in your profession, and also potentially could reach some kind of a significant professional success within the next 3 months, or of course, even a little bit later, right? But by the end of the next 3 months, I really think that Capricorn is going to be you becoming more confident, more respected as well in your profession, or because of your skills or whatever it is that you have been working on. Or if you haven't found anything to work on, it will be something that you are going to be working on within, the next 3 months. Okay, this is what I see from the cards. Let me see the Astro Dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 2. What blessings are coming into their lives within the next 3 months? Oh, wow. We have number 12. We have Rahu. Okay, so we don't have Ketu. But there's that karma issue. And we have Virgo. Okay, so Virgo corresponds to the 6th house as well. So very strong confirmation about that Virgo energy. I really think you are active in natural sciences or something. If not, you're just a very Virgo sort of archetype, right? And there's this Virgo energy coming through of you needing to focus on your health, your lifestyle. Also with the 6th house, like I think I said, so I don't know if I did, but I'm going to say it again. What you're going to see as an improvement of your day-to-day life, a healthier routine, a healthier lifestyle, right? But again, this is not going to happen supernaturally. You still have to work for it. And the North Node, I do see this as a confirmation of you getting closer to your actual destiny by the end of the next 3 months. And oh my God, 8th house with the Rahu. Some of you might be getting opportunities from other countries where there is a foreign language being spoken, or somehow foreign languages could help you attract some opportunities within the next 3 months. And then we have the number 12, which is again 12th house. So this is on the one hand potentially about isolation. This makes sense with the hermit energy, right? So it could be that within the next 3 months, you might actually have an urge to isolate yourself a little bit and only be with people who are very authentic and very supportive, you know, people who just see you for who you are, accept you for who you are, and, you know, they don't expect you to pretend to be something you're not, basically, right? So either, right, it's going to be like that, you're going to isolate yourself and only be with a handful of people, or it could be both at the same time. You're going to become more spiritual, more developed spiritually, more intuitive. And the 12th house is also about the subconscious. So somehow, I feel like this goes hand in hand with this past life stuff. The 12th house can also speak of you needing to purge something from your subconscious. So whenever I get this house, I always recommend writing down your dreams, right? Keeping like a dream journal or diary, and maybe right next to your bed when you wake up in the morning, so as to write down the main ideas that you got from your dreams. And over, you know, multiple nights, you might see you repeating patterns and stuff, things that will help you understand what's going on in your subconscious. And maybe it will help you realize things that you were not even conscious of that might be affecting your life, might be driving your behavior. I also think, and this is going to sound maybe potentially not what people want to hear, but I really feel that with the 12th house and the Hermit coming out twice, there is also a message of, in a way, isolation will turn out to be a blessing within the next 3 months. So either you yourself are going to feel happy that you don't have a lot of people around, or you will just have realized by the end of the 3 months that actually I'm glad that I didn't have any drama, you know, in my life. So it's something along those lines. Could be some dealings with faraway places as well. Like somehow some blessings are coming. In a weird way, this could be blessings coming through losses. Something that may have seemed like a loss or a failure by the end of the next 3 months might turn out to be actually a blessing in disguise somehow. Okay, this is pretty much what I have for you, pile number 2. So I hope you have enjoyed this as usual. If you have, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notifications bell if you want to see when I will post a new video. And I have recently started the membership section. Well, I have had the membership section, but now I started posting members only videos. I hope to post at least 5 by the end, well, 5, actually not at least 5 by the end of the month. And I will continue to post 5 videos, extra members only videos per month. And they're divided into membership tiers. You can find more details if you click on the join button under the video. You can also see prices in your local currency there. So again, if you would like to support me further, of course, I will continue to post on the regular channel. But if you're curious, go ahead and check out the membership section. And aside from that, of course, if you are interested in a private tarot reading from me, check out the video description. I will leave my email address there. You can email me for pricing lists, reading options, any other details you're curious about. I have had people ask me about, you know, making my reading options public. As I have said, I don't feel comfortable doing that quite yet. Maybe at some point I will have a website, at which point it will be public. But so far, this is how I do readings, basically through emails. What I can promise you is that I do not spam people. So I don't want anyone to be worried that, you know, if they send me an email and they don't get a reading, that I'm going to send them, I don't know, spam emails or something. I don't save the emails. I don't spam people. So if you're curious about anything, you can email me and I will answer. Aside from that, of course, I will leave a link in the video description to reviews that I have gotten for private readings before. So if you're curious to see them, go ahead and check them out. They might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And of course, if you would like to support my channel further through any way, you know, sharing this video with as many people as possible, you can also leave a tip under the $ under any of my videos, at the $ under any of my videos. And of course, feel free to comment in the comment section. That will help a lot with your feedback, as long as you keep it polite. And last but not least, I also have an astrology channel called Astro Martine that I have started in 2016, so it has been quite some time since then. And I focus mainly on Vedic astrology there, but also with some tropical insights. And I have more than 20 years of experience of reading horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic astrology, which is my preferred system right now because I have found it to be the most accurate. And yeah, if you're curious, go ahead and check out my channel. I also use my insights from tropical and a bunch of other astrological systems like Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, which are Chinese systems, and the Mayan zodiac and numerology, and a bunch of other metaphysical sources of knowledge that are, well, hush hush, and I won't be naming them anytime soon. But the bottom line is, yeah, I mainly focus on Vedic astrology. That is my preferred method and school of astrology. So if you're curious about astrology, go ahead and check out my channel in the video description. Maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading. If you have chosen this card over here, number 22, Leap of Faith, and or this Rhodochrosite crystal. So I am going to add timestamps. This is going to be the card selection phase, and you can skip directly to the interpretation if you don't want to sit through it. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3, the people who chose the Rhodochrosite. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Tell me, Spirit. We have the Hanged Man, we have the 5 of Wands, we have the Magician, we have the Tower, we have the 4 of Wands, we have the Chariot. Ooh, cool. We have the Hanged Man. Wow, already so much symmetry. Actually, I was thinking about the Hanged Man when I looked at this card, but I didn't see anything. Okay, let's see. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Knight of Cups, the Empress, the Lovers, the Princess of Wands. This is the Page of Wands. We have the Fool. Ooh. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, pile number 3. This is intense, pile number 3. Okay. Let me get some oracle cards as well. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? Oh, abundance. Okay. Let's see. What blessings are coming into pile number 3's life? Oh, these are upside down. Tell me, Spirit. This one. Hope. Stay positive. The word. Oh, the worst. Sorry. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. All right. Oh, this one also wanted to come through. Adventure. Actually, wait. I just got this very strong sense that it wasn't meant to come through. I mean, I was drawn to both of them, but now I'm getting this strong sense that it's not. Okay, let me put it back in and see if it's going to come through. Spirit, what blessings are coming into pile number 3's life? Oh, we have dance. Move your body to music. Dance with the rhythm of life. Manifest your dreams through dance. Okay. And then we have abundance. Divine beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Okay. Abundance. Cool. And we have the Chariot over here. Loads of cool cards. Okay. So before I get into it, I just want to mention, I have mentioned this with the other groups as well. If you have missed the introductory part, I just want to apologize in advance for the way that my voice sounds. I don't have a flu. I recently went to the doctor and they discovered a small polyp on one of my vocal cords. And I was given some treatment, and apparently, I think it is the treatment that is making my voice hoarse. I really hope so, because I don't want a permanent hoarseness on my voice. I really hope this is temporary. So, as I have mentioned with the other piles, you know, if you want to send a little prayer for me, and wish me some speedy recovery, I would deeply appreciate it. But anyway, I hope it's not going to be too serious and that it's going to clear out on its own. But I apologize for the way that my voice is sounding right now. So just so you know. Okay, so pile number 3. We have the Hangman, we have the Knight of Cups. So this is your current position right now at the moment that you come across this reading. Okay, and this is showing the Hangman. This is showing kind of a confused state, right? So you're in this state where you don't know which way is up almost, you know. And the Knight of Cups, I really think for you, this is about love situations. Like, this is about love problems, honestly, because you have the Magician and the Lovers in opposition for you. Let me pull a clarification. Please clarify the Hanged Man. We have the Tower here. Right as I turned the deck over, I had the Tower again, and you had the Tower over here. So, okay. Please clarify the Hanged Man spirit. 6 of Pentacles. Please clarify the 6 of Pentacles. King of Swords. Please clarify the Knight of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Please clarify the Tower. Oh my gosh, the Magician. Please clarify the Magician. Repeating cards. 10 of Swords. Oh. Please clarify the Page of Wands over here. Knight of Cups again. Wow. This is like repeating themes coming through a lot. A lot. All right. We have the Magician clarified by 10 of Swords. These are clarifications from this card. And then we have the Magician. The same Magician is coming through. And hold on. I'm going to pull another one. Please clarify the Lovers here. Knight of Pentacles. All right. Please clarify the Magician. 9 of Wands. All right. So, at the moment when you come across this reading, pile number 3, sorry, you are in this strained situation. Some kind of a situation where you're not seeing a lot of progress and have been there most likely for quite some time. This is very specific, but with some of you, you might be teachers, or you might be in some kind of a position where you are of service to people at large somehow. So either a teacher, or maybe you're working as a social worker or in the medical field somehow. But I really think for most of you, you are teachers. Okay, maybe not most, okay, but some of you definitely. Either way, what I'm seeing is this Hangman situation is connected to you feeling like you're not appreciated for your work. You're wondering if you should keep giving your energy into this particular direction on your mind. And this desire comes from you wanting to chase your dreams, all right? Because we have the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles underneath. So what I'm seeing here is actually a lot of worrying with this leap of faith and abundance things. I have to say, I'm getting some similar vibes with one of the other groups, but I'm not going to say which one. So if you feel drawn to one of them, check them out because there might be messages there for you, but only if you feel drawn to them. Spirit is telling you, I'm really feeling this sense that many of you have been working towards something that you really care about. You know, you've been putting a lot of your energy into a project. You know, I really think for most of you, again, the main thing that you're putting energy into is career oriented. While I think there also are matters of the heart that are, you know, hanging on your head on some level. They're hanging heavily on your mind. But I think when it comes to your conscious efforts, most of them have been placed into a career path. And you have recently felt like maybe you are not in the right direction. You are second guessing yourself. And also you are maybe in a position, like I said, where you feel like you have worked and worked and worked, but maybe you're not seeing the desired results, right? And the very rational part of your brain is kind of like, you know, desperately trying to explain your situation and looking for a sense of control. This is why you have this message of abundance and the hope, okay? Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. And then we have dance. Move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. So what dance is here, I think, is a metaphor for basically enjoy the process, right? And also trust the process. So I feel like Spirit is telling you that, okay, maybe you have put some effort into a particular direction, but just because you're not seeing exactly the results you want, or you haven't seen any maybe in quite some time, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to stop and look into something else, or that it doesn't mean that this is not for you or it's not going to work out. Basically, Spirit is telling you you need to have faith, right? I just had Faith by George Michael playing in my head. And it, ironically, isn't that song also about moving your body? I guess it would be nice if, I don't remember what it was like. Something about how I like your body, and if, oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice if I had a body like yours or something like that? Anyway, it's a fun song, but I feel like the overall vibe here is Spirit is telling you that you need to loosen up a little bit. Basically, we have the Knight of Cups as well, which is kind of an insecure energy. And I have to say, the overall vibe here for you at the moment that you come across this reading is, in one word, quite insecure. Okay? In one word, insecure. 2 words, quite insecure. This is the general vibe, all right? Now we have 5 of Wands and we have the Empress in support. And I'm going to clarify the 5 of Wands. I do have an idea, but I want to get, please clarify the 5 of Wands. Ooh. We have the Wheel. Okay. And please clarify the Empress. We have the 5 of Wands. Dude. Okay, Spirit is like spinning in circles. It's ironic that I have the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like the wheel spun around all the way back and went back into the 5 of Wands again. But anyway, please clarify the Wheel for me as well. Spirit is going to get pissed off. Like, just move on, Karen. I'm not telling you. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, that makes sense. So, okay, and we have the 5 of Wands. I'm going to push it. Please clarify the 5 of Wands over here. Spirit, please clarify the second 5 of Wands here. Gosh, you have so many repeated cards. 2 of Pentacles. All right. So what I'm seeing coming through as a blessing, and what's going to support you at the same time within the next 3 months, is your capacity to multitask in a way. And I don't want to say multitask in the sense of doing multiple things at the same time, but rather your capacity to plan, right? So this is what's going to be very helpful for you within the next 3 months in order to achieve your goals. Your capacity to be resourceful, to land on your feet, to adapt to the new challenges, and to plan successfully, plan your resources, plan your time. The Five of Wands is coming through twice. And what this is really emphasizing is the need for you to be diplomatic, right? So you are going to really need to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. You might have to deal with people who are coming from a very different perspective than you. They're coming from different walks of life. They're coming from different backgrounds. There could be age gaps, etc., etc. So the main idea is that you're going to be dealing with people who are very different than you. They're coming from different perspectives. So with the Five of Wands coming out twice here, Spirit is telling you it's so important for you to practice diplomacy and empathy, to put yourself in other people's shoes and to not speak before thinking it through, right? So don't just say things impulsively that could cause drama, that could cause, misunderstandings and arguments, right? Instead of doing that, if you, let's say, feel irritated by someone, or you are in some kind of a challenging situation in a relationship, don't just go straight for the kill, don't head straight for the throat, and instead try to understand where the other person is coming from and try to be as diplomatic as possible, right? I feel like Spirit is telling you don't waste time on unnecessary conflict, basically. So try to be diplomatic just as a way to preserve your energy, at the end of the day, right? So that you don't waste time on misunderstandings and arguments, right? And the Nine of Pentacles, Spirit is telling you that, and also the Two of Pentacles, what Spirit is telling you is that if you master this ability to be diplomatic, to see things from other people's perspectives, you are bound to reach a place of abundance financially and career-wise with that Nine of Pentacles. So it's more like what you desire financially and career-wise is like at the end of you developing your capacity for communication, really, for diplomatic communication. And then we have the Magician, we have Nine of Wands, we have Knight of Pentacles, we have the Lovers. And this is basically the opposition. This is like this is basically what's going to be, in a way, against you, right? What might act as an oppositional force against what you want to achieve by the end of the next 3 months. So the Magician, clarified by the Nine of Wands, is speaking of, first of all, you being a little bit too defensive, right? And the Magician here, hold on, I want to clarify one more thing. Please clarify the Nine of Wands. Four of Cups. Whoops. It disappeared into the night. Okay. We have Four of Cups, clarify Nine of Wands. Please clarify the Knight of Pentacles as well. Ooh, Three of Swords. Oh. Could Spirit be more obvious? Oh my gosh, y'all. So, this can be interpreted in two different ways. And it could be both of them at the same time, actually. For some of you, this is exclusively about career. And if this is only about career, this is speaking of your tendency to kind of be narrow-minded in some ways. So in the sense that you have an idea of a vision, right? And you're very focused on that one thing. So like, let's say you are in medical school right now, right? And you want to be a psychiatrist. And you're just, you're so fixated on, I want to be a psychiatrist, that maybe you are missing out on things. Like maybe there are opportunities around you that might actually lead to something satisfying in the long run. Like, I don't know, like research scholarships or study programs that you could apply for or something. But because you're fixated on just being a psychiatrist, you could be brushing those things off, or, like, oh, I'm not interested in that because that's not going to help me be a psychiatrist, right? Or it's not going to, something like that. And what Spirit is saying is that keep an open mind a little bit. And and what it's actually literally saying is that your vision could be getting in your way in a way, because you are so fixated on getting that one thing, your heart's desire, that again, you're just not seeing the woods for the trees. So this could be one thing. Another one, of course, is connected to matters of the heart, literally. So because we have the Three of Swords, we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, okay? This could literally be about an infatuation, right? An infatuation, a longing. It could literally be a relationship that is just not healthy for you, right? With that Three of Wands, it's something that is disappointing, that is really just eating up at your energy without offering much in exchange. It's basically a drain, in other words. But the bottom line is that what I'm seeing here is some matter of the heart in which you are very blinded. You know, you're very determined to get this one thing. Even if this is a relationship, it's again this kind of stubbornness, this kind of having the blinkers on, you know, and being like, no, I only want this one person. And if it doesn't work with this one person, I'm going to die alone or something, right? So I feel like Spirit is telling you, again, don't be so obtuse. I don't know if that's the word for narrow-minded, sort of. So like, don't be so fixated on just one specific outcome, and instead look around and be open to new potential opportunities, and think about how maybe some opportunities could actually lead to happiness more than you imagine. And now this is even more interesting in some ways. We have the Knight of Cups again. So this is the past here, okay? Tower, clarified by Magician, clarified by Ten of Swords. Underneath we have Page of Wands, clarified by Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. So yeah, again, this is a repeated theme about this one specific thing you want to achieve. So in the past, you have been hurt because your plans collapsed. There was somehow a collapse of your dreams, right? You had a vision for yourself, you had a vision for your life, and you desperately wanted to achieve it. But maybe because of outside circumstances or things that were beyond your control, you were not able to go after this thing, this vision. And now you are very driven to go after it again because of that Page of Wands, clarified by Knight of Cups. Look at this. We have the symmetry here. The Knight of Cups, yeah? So this is your driver right now. This is like your core, okay? Your heart. The Knight of Cups speaks of feelings, and then it's also about intuition. It's about things that you kind of feel your way through, right? As opposed to having a clear, logical approach. And Spirit is showing that you are, in the past, again, you have been driven by that same sort of heart's desire, that subtle, intuitive knowing that this is what you want, or what you should be doing with your life. This is the past again. The future is looking very bright for you, pile number 3. I mean, look at this. Four of Wands, the Fool underneath. This is like complete success and happiness. Now, the future does not necessarily refer to just the next 3 months, right? So it's not like by the end of the next 3 months, you're going to be happily married and have a successful career and everything. Unless you have been working towards this for a long time, and maybe for some of you, this is actually the case, especially if you are also meant to experience these things, you know, karmically and whatnot. I want to get some clarity. Please clarify the Fool. I'm running out of cards to clarify with. Ooh, we have the Eight of Wands. Gosh, please clarify the Eight of Wands as well. Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Pile number 3. In the future, you're going to be... So Spirit is telling you, keep working at whatever it is you're working. Whatever the path is that you are on right now, you have to keep working on it. So the ultimate message here is stop doubting yourself. This is the vibe that I'm getting here. I know this is supposed to be about blessings, and I feel like throughout, I mean, again, this is about messages, this is about subtle things, so it's not going to be like just, oh, you're going to wake up one day and, I don't know, you're going to have $10,000 or euros at your doorstep, and that's a blessing. This is going to be also going hand in hand with what you should be doing to get these blessings, right? So your free will, because nothing is just handed out for nothing, you know? And yeah, so Spirit is telling you here that if you play your cards right, no pun intended, this is your future. 4 of Wands, the Fool, 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. So professional fulfillment, family fulfillment, not only that, but it may not seem like this right now, but with the 8 of Wands here, things are really going to pick up in the near future. You're going to reach a point where you have built up enough momentum where things are going to be happening faster and faster and faster. So it may seem to you, and this is especially a message for those of you who feel like you are somehow behind, right? Maybe you feel like, I don't know, you've missed the boat, or you're behind in life, or whatever. Maybe you're comparing yourself to other people and be like, oh, look, this person has this and this person has that. This is a very strong message from Spirit to, you know, stop with that shit, basically. Because Spirit is telling you, stop doubting yourself. You are heading towards the 4 of Wands, clarified by the Fool. Like, complete fulfillment, professionally, happy family life, everything, right? All your heart's desire, really. The 4 of Wands, whenever I see it, I also think of it as connected to the 4th house in astrology, which in Vedic astrology especially is connected to literally happiness and what makes you happy, right? So overall happiness. And then the outcome of this of the next 3 months in particular, we have the Chariot and the Page of Pentacles. I want to get another clarification. This time I'm going to clarify with a different deck. I mean this one, because I'm running out of cards. Please clarify the Page of Pentacles, Spirit. Okay, please clarify the Page of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles again. Ooh. You have so many repetitions of cards. I have lost track of how many cards came out twice. No other pile has had this many strong messages. Pile number 3. But don't tell the others. Please clarify the Chariot as well, because I want to know. Please clarify the Chariot. Ooh, the 9 of Swords. Remember when I flipped the other deck over, the 9 of Swords was there? I don't know if you saw that or if it was out of frame. This is weird. 9 of Swords. I want to get another clarification for it because I want to know for sure. Please clarify the 9 of Swords, Spirit. Please clarify the 9 of Swords here. High Priestess. Ugh. The cards are just slipping. They are slipping. Okay, so we have, you can't see that this is the 9 of Swords anyway, but I know that it is. So we have 8 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to get one more clarification. Please clarify the 8 of Pentacles over here, Spirit. Seven of Swords. All right. So Spirit is telling you the outcome of the next 3 months, okay? The Chariot. So again, this is huge momentum being built with the Chariot. You're going to get much closer to you achieving what you want. And we have clarified by the 9 of Swords, clarified by High Priestess. So what I'm seeing, I'm not going to lie, is you're also going to have some anxiety about this. And I think that this anxiety is, on the one hand, your general self-doubt, which is coming through the reading. But then there's also a lot of anxiety potentially because of the fact that there are a lot of things happening at the same time, or like you feel, you might, feel tired, you might, because there are a lot of challenging situations, a lot of challenges coming through. and you're having a hard time, you know, you're doubting that you're not going to make it maybe, or that you don't have enough time. So I think this goes hand in hand with that Two of Pentacles that came through over here. So it's not going to be an entirely like blissful, happy, smooth sailing sort of period for the next 3 months. But you have that High Priestess clarifying the Nine of Swords. So Spirit is telling you to go about this, you know, how to weather through the next 3 months, to, you know, navigate the next 3 months, is by falling back on that High Priestess energy. So first of all, trusting your intuition. You have the Knight of Cups coming out twice. So you are a highly intuitive person. But you just need to trust that, because that's where your self-doubt is coming from. You are getting these repeated, you know, gut feelings, but you're just walking over them. Or maybe you have been raised and, you know, pressured by outside circumstances to become very left-brained and to ignore those gut feelings, ignore your hunches, your intuitions, your heart's desires. And so Spirit is telling you to come back to that, to tell you deep down, you know, okay? Number one. And number two, Spirit is also encouraging you to take some time to introspect, to meditate, you know, to calm down your mind. And that is actually going to sharpen your connection to your intuitive side. And it's going to make it even clearer when you have, you know, a gut feeling telling you something, or to go one way or the other, basically. However, overall, you're still having the Chariot. So this is giving you massive capacity for plowing through obstacles, basically. And it's also showing that by the end of these 3 months, you will have reached or you will have achieved a higher level of progress than you would have imagined, right? And we have the number 7 repeated twice. We have the Chariot and we have the 7 of Swords, which is telling me that introspection is very important. And it's also telling me that what is going to become very important for you is the capacity to only listen to your inner voice. Block out all the noise, all of what other people tell you outside, and go within, you know, go back to what it is that you really want. You know, whenever you start to feel like you're getting confused, or you're getting sidetracked, or you're second guessing yourself, go back to what your original motivation was, right? Go deep within yourself and understand, and, you know, get in touch with that intuitive, I guess I would call it like a higher self, but I won't get into too much spiritual stuff. But that deeper voice that basically knows why you are doing what you're doing and why you got into whatever it is that you are pursuing right now. So I'm getting these pretty specific messages for someone who is confused about what path they are on right now. So, and the messages here is that Spirit is telling you, you know, not to be confused, right? To keep going back to that inner world, to that inner voice, and block out the noise. And also, you're getting this message that by the end of these 3 months, even though you may not fully reach this 4 of Wands level of success, you are still going to reach a very significant milestone in terms of having a higher level of expertise, a higher level of knowledge, a higher level of confidence also when it comes to your skills. And I feel like many of you are working on a very specific skill, like learning new skills in particular is coming through very strongly, right? Maybe you're on it could also be a work in progress. So it's not like you're starting something new within the next 3 months, but something you have been working at, perfecting for some time now, right? You're going to have the opportunity to reach some kind of significant milestone within the next 3 months. And not just a milestone, but also to get some money out of this milestone, right? Because we have the Page of Pentacles. So by the end of the next 3 months, you're going to see an increase of your income, but this is going hand in hand with how much effort you put in, right? So it's not going to be like magical or lucky. It's going to be in direct proportion to how much effort you're willing to put in. And then with the 7 of Swords actually tells you work smarter, not harder, right? So look for ways that you can maybe in some ways cut corners even, but not in a way like cheating, but being strategic, right? Think about ways that you can make things easy for yourself instead of doing it the hard way, right? I don't know. let's say maybe by delegating, or maybe if, let's say, you're someone who is programming savvy, creating a program instead of doing things, I don't know, like instead of, I don't know, doing Excel sheets, do a program that will process all of the data in the Excel sheet or something like that, right? So that's what's working smarter, not harder means. So instead of jumping headfirst into starting a task, think about also how you could make it easier on yourself. But ultimately, the main blessings are you gaining momentum. That's the strong message. Seeing progress in career and becoming more clear deep down about what your path is going to be and what it is that you want to achieve in the long run. And there's also that blessing of added income. Okay, let me see the Astro card. Spirit, what blessings are coming into pile number 3's life in the next 3 months? Tell me, Spirit, what blessings are coming into pile number 3? I don't know why I instantly turned this over. We have Pluto, Shadow, and Mysticism. We have 11th house, Community and Technology. We have Aquarius, the Visionary. We have Venus, Love and Beauty. And we have the 7th house, Love and Partnership. Okay, so this is something that hasn't fully, I mean, like I said, relationships are on your mind, so this makes sense in that way. So the Pluto, Shadow, and Mysticism, this is the ruler of Scorpio in tropical astrology. So there is this theme, it makes sense with all the 8 of Pentacles and the number 8s that came through. There is this message of you becoming more resilient and potentially transforming in a very positive sense. So there's also that sense of transformation. And I feel in this context, this is mainly about you acquiring more skill and becoming more confident when it comes to your career. And we also have the 11th house. Oh, another thing with Pluto is, I think, becoming more self-aware. You know, understanding yourself better, what makes you tick, why you feel the way you feel. And also, you know, maximizing productivity because of that self-awareness. And then the 11th house, Community and Technology, you could have an opportunity to expand your social network within the next 3 months. You might meet new friends, you might network more, or if not, you at least will just, you know, network, you know, we will meet with the existing friends more often. And then the 11th house is also the second from the 10th house, which shows gains from career. So I take that as a confirmation of what I said with the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, that you're going to be seeing some significant increase in your income and career success overall. So more skills and more recognition. And that's also confirmed with that Venus coming through as well. Venus is wealth and money as well, in addition to romance and relationships, and also, you know, pleasure and sugar and spice and everything nice, because Venus is about what you enjoy through the 5 senses, right? So with Venus, there's also a capacity. I mean, Venus in the 7th house, hello. There is also a strong chance for many of you here that you're going to meet someone significant within the next 3 months that could turn out to be a long-term relationship, a long-term partner romantically. For those of you who are already in a relationship, this is just showing that you're going to get plenty of romance, and you might actually take the relationship to a next step in terms of commitment with the 7th house. 7th house is also showing, I think it's also going hand in hand with that 5 of Wands, in the sense that this isn't strictly only about romantic relationships. This is also about working with people in one-to-one situations, or you having to address audiences and becoming better at that, becoming better at understanding the audience needs, for instance, or being better at, you know, working with people in one-to-one situations, right? Getting into a partnership-based business, that could also happen within the next 3 months if you have considered that. So partnerships somehow could become a blessing within the next 3 months. That's the bottom line. And the 7th house is, again, also connected to career because of that concept in Vedic astrology that's called Bhavad Bhavam. The 7th house is the 10th from the 10th, basically. So it's like a higher expression of the 10th house, which is the house of career in astrology. And this is definitely confirming what I have said, that many of you are going to see a significant increase of, I think, recognition, also of your actual skills in your profession. And you're also going to see some kind of increase financially, I think, for the most part. Venus can also speak of a glow up, right? So Venus is about beauty and sensuality. So you are also going to get more opportunities to deal with those things, right? So again, this is making me think that not just that you might get into a relationship, but it also makes me think that you might really get a little bit more money. It's going to make it easier for you to spoil yourself. And it's also like your self-esteem is going to increase, because Venus is about what you value, and it's also self-esteem to a large extent. And your attractiveness, by the way, your sense of attractiveness. So not just the fact that other people are going to likely see you as more attractive, which I definitely see that happening within the next 3 months. Especially with Pluto and Venus showing up, right? There's like a transformation of the attractiveness happening. But in addition to that, there's also you feeling more attractive, right? You being more confident and seeing your self-worth. So an 11th house in Aquarius, I mean, Aquarius corresponds to the 11th house, right? So this is about you staying true to your vision with that Aquarius, right? So it's about staying true to yourself. And I feel like Spirit is telling you that you're going to take a while maybe to reach your goal, because your vision is more ambitious than other people's visions. And this is what I would see with Aquarius in this context. And there's also this message, again, of you being put in a position where you are going to communicate with large groups of people. And you might also increase your social network, pretty much. Okay, let me see what I can get from the Astro Dice. Spirit, tell me about pile number 3. What blessings are coming into their life within the next 3 months? We have Rahu and we have Aquarius again. So Rahu is the co-ruler of Aquarius. And we have the number 4. Here we have that 4th house, right? That I was talking about with the 4 of Wands. So more happiness. And Rahu and Aquarius, again, confirmations of what I've said before. I also think that technology is going to become very important for you within the next 3 months. So maybe you're going to be working more with technology. Maybe you're going to become more tech savvy, or you're going to develop your skills in some STEM field, right? Because Rahu is about everything that is state-of-the-art technology, science, and all this stuff, right? And it also speaks of you embracing unconventionality and staying true to your vision. Like I said, very strong Aquarian energy. Holy cow. I mean, 11th house, 2 of Aquarius, the Rahu coming through as well. Yeah. I also think for some of you, this could be about dealing with foreigners, right? That would also make sense with that 5 of Wands coming out twice. So maybe for some of you, again, not for everyone, but it would make sense with these cards if you're actually working abroad, or you're working for, let's say, maybe you're working remotely for a company that's from a different country, and you have to deal with a lot of foreigners. That would really make sense with all this Rahu coming through. And also there's this, I mean, you have that Tower, so that Rahu energy is showing that you're still going to have some ups and downs. You're still going to have, I think at some point, didn't you also have, yeah, you had the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, so that makes sense. So that's Rahu, right? Rahu is disruptive in a way. It's similar to Uranus in tropical astrology. That's why in tropical, Uranus controls Aquarius. In Vedic, it's Rahu and Saturn. So there's that ups and downs coming through, but I think for the most part, it's actually going to help you. It's going to help your path and your development. And the number 4, this can also show that you're going to have the opportunity to spend more time at home, or you're going to want to spend more time at home. That could be for some of you. If not, this 4 also speaks of something connected to real estate and or vehicles. Like maybe you're going to be engaged in something connected to maybe like redecorating your home, you know, beautifying your home or something, moving to a nicer place. That could be a thing. And of course, the number 4, like I said, connected to the 4th house is also a happiness overall, your sense of happiness. So I feel by the end of the next 3 months, you're going to be in a better place emotionally, a higher level of happiness. And also, something about the mother figure, you know, like you're going to get in touch with your mother or get in touch with mothering instincts. But I think for many of you, this is about reconnecting with your mother, actually, or with some kind of a mother figure. Or if that is not the case, it could be someone from your homeland because of that 4th house. And ultimately, you know, number 4, if I look at it from the non-astrological perspective, it's about stability in one word, right? So by the end of the next 3 months, you're going to have a higher sense of stability overall in life, you know, a sense of safety. Okay, this is pretty much what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you have enjoyed it. I definitely have very lengthy reading with a lot of repeated messages for you from Spirit. And before I sign off, again, I will remind you to please subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, it's the easiest way to support me, and it is free. Also, consider clicking on the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. Also, feel free to comment in the comment section with any feedback you would like to share, whether it resonated, if it didn't resonate. Feel free to come back to this reading, of course, at any point within the next 3 months and keep me posted. As long as you keep your comments respectful, any comment is welcome. Aside from that, I will remind you that I have started posting members-only videos. So if you're curious to find out more about that, check out the join button under this video where you can see more details about the membership tiers and what they entail. So I've only started posting this month, and my plan is to post 5 extra members only videos per month, and they are divided into 4 tiers, so you can see more details about the types of videos and the tiers and the prices in your local currency if you click on the join button under the video. Aside from that, if you are interested in a private tarot reading, of course, feel free to email me at the email address in the video description. I have left my email address, like I said, so I do want to mention that I'm not going to be spamming anywhere if they send me an email, because I've had some people ask me, why can't I, you know, make a public list of the reading options and the prices. And I've said it that I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Maybe at some point when I have my own website, I will make it public. But for now, this is how I do readings, basically through my email. What I can promise you is that I don't spam anyone. So if you're curious to find out anything about the readings, feel free to email me and I will answer as soon as I can. Aside from that, I've also left a link in the video description to reviews I have gotten for private readings. If you're curious to see them, might help you decide if you want to get a reading from me. And aside from that, last but not least, I also have an astrology channel called Astro Martine. I will be linking that in the video description as well. I focus mainly on Vedic astrology there, but also with some tropical insights. I have more than 20 years of experience reading astrological horoscopes, more than 10 in Vedic astrology, which is my preferred system because I have found it to be the most accurate. And I mostly post content on Vedic astrology, but I also use my insights from tropical as well as other astrological systems like Batsa, Ziwei Doshu, which are Chinese systems, the Mayan astrology system, and also some numerology. So if you're curious about astrology, go ahead and check out my channel, maybe subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you at my next tarot reading. Bye!